welcome back to the Citizen Channel. You're all staying safe and well as we reflect, don't we, on Manchester City 2, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Yes, a little bit disappointing, but they did a job on us. Simple as that. This is from the 19th of Feb 2022, 5:30pm kickoff at the Etihad. It never goes well on a 5:30pm kickoff, does it, guys? Let's hope the next home game at 5:30 goes a little bit better. Yes, Mr. Brennan's player ratings a bit low today. Mine not too much higher either, so we'll have a look at that. I've not had a chance to watch the game back, guys, after I went and watched it, obviously, from my angle. And I did my ratings probably a couple of hours after, and this is now the morning after, so I'm not going to reflect. I'm not going to go back and alter anything. I'll just, in fact, I can't remember what I gave them, so I'll do it when we do the player ratings anyway. It was nice to see, just before we do get to the ugly bit, nice to see the 40-minute applause went round the ground for, of course, Darren Blair. Condolences again. That was nice to see, and a few people caught it on video as well. So thanks for everyone, and as I say, always our best wishes, condolences to family and friends of Darren Blair, of course. The teams, one wrong. I got one wrong, guys, which could have had an influence, but not really, because Gundogan did score a goal for us, and he was the only one that I hadn't put in my team. So obviously we had Edison, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, Bernardo, KDB, Sterling, Foden and Gundogan. So obviously the only guy to miss out from the Sporting game, and I thought our strong, apart from, well, obviously Walker came in, Stones missed out because of obviously the suspension with the Sporting game, but of course was Mahrez, who did actually appear later on. Spurs, Lloris, Davis, Dyer, Romero, Sessegnon, Hojbjerg, Betancourt, Emerson, Son, Kulusevski and Kane. Yeah, not a bad threesome that, was it, up front for Spurs? Took us to the cleaners, that's for sure. And, of course, Mr. Anthony Taylor was in charge of any up-and-down game from Mr. Taylor. Gave us stuff, didn't give us stuff. VAR, Darren England gave us stuff, didn't give us stuff. So, I think he gave us stuff, really, did Darren England, didn't he? I don't think we got anything really untoward. I think we got all the rub of the green on VAR, but it didn't do as much good, did it, guys? And a quick match report. We'll try not to linger on this too long. It's a little bit painful. 4 minutes. We didn't have long to wait, did it? So we got absolutely embarrassed. We got our pants pulled down well and truly in that first 4 minutes. Diaz left embarrassed. Tried to play. Obviously, we played the high line. There's not a lot we can do about it, but you can't really make up for a fantastic ball from Harry Kane through, of course, to Son. And Son was onside, just inside our half, if you like, but obviously Diaz has misjudged it slightly, and he ran through, and it was always going to be an easy goal. Kulusevski, I think, put it through. I think it's Laporte's legs, was it? I'm not too sure, but it was an open goal. 1-0 down to Spurs. You can't really go 1-0 down to Spurs, not the way they play and how it panned out we played on the day. So very unfortunate. Plenty of time to get it back. No need to panic as yet. No need to be putting those balls into the box for a 7-foot striker that doesn't exist at that stage, that's for sure. 17 minutes, Cancelo glides through. Yeah, sends his shot just wide though, doesn't he? Yeah, he's going through a patch of being the nearly man, Cancelo, for me, and I do like the guy, but obviously these chances have to be assists or go in the net for me. Otherwise, what's the point? And I've said that before about other people like Walker rampaging forward in the old days years ago when he started doing it, and nothing came of it. So what's the point? 20 minutes, Gundogan kills one, hits the outside of the post again. Not close enough to go in off the post, of course. It was outside, but again, Gundogan showing his worth there. He was fed by Sterling after 20 minutes. 33 minutes, we got it, didn't we? Lloris spills it a little bit under pressure from KDB, I think it was, in the middle, and Gundo calmly slots in. I was a bit worried it would have been a dangerous play or something like that, but I think Lloris just bottled it from a couple of replays I've watched. So half-time, 1-1, not the end of the world. I did say in my little odd show I'd take a draw at half-time and a victory for City at full-time. Okay, not quite. 59 minutes, Son again, jinks in for the left, crosses in for Kane, who's totally alone to side foot at the top corner. I have some great movement from the Spurs front three that just left our, we had defenders back, we had cover, we just totally weren't, this zonal marking. We were marking zones, we weren't marking the men, unfortunately. That's the problem with zonal marking. Sometimes it looks all right, you're getting men back, but you're not covering anybody. And obviously Harry Kane took it a bit reminiscent of that Sterling goal a few games ago at the same end, wasn't it, with the side of his right foot into the top corner. But great goal fight. Kane, great work by Son. 66 minutes, yeah, Gundo Test Loris again. Makes a very good save to his left and then stayed down as also a sniper had shot him from the family stand. He took a good couple of minutes wasted. Well, all he did was make a save. It might have hurt his arm or something. I'm not too sure, but as a goalkeeper, that's your natural thing to make a save and recover. He didn't hit the post or anything, so it was a bit but that was just a standard Spurs thing once we were in the lead, obviously, to try and waste a little bit of time here and there. We had other players going down holding their heads when they hadn't even had their heads touched, so there you go. That's the game, isn't it? It's horrible to watch, but it is what it is. 68 minutes, Mahrez came on for Sterling after quite his second half for Sterling. It was okay bits of the first half. We'll talk about his player ratings in a minute. 74 minutes, yeah, Kane has it in the net again, but fortunately, VAR rules that one out for offside. So we've still got a chance. Still got a chance at 2-1. Cancelo brings out an okay save from Lloris. I won't say it was world-class save on 75 minutes. 89 minutes, yeah, Silva's shot hits a high arm, doesn't it? I did say people saying it shouldn't have been a penalty, but you've got to have your arm in the air, then surely that's a penalty. That's what the rules are. So there's no doubt. It didn't take much time to figure it out on VAR, did he, Mr. Taylor? He checked it very quickly and gave the penalty. Fantastic spot kick from Mahrez. Absolutely brilliant under the pressure he was under. And to be honest with you, we don't do it, do we? I remember, obviously, was it the Leeds game where we came back and equalised quite late, and then we just sort of went for the winner rather than keep things tight at the back and there's a chance of a winner. We sort of put everything in one, all our eggs in one basket and go for the winner. That's exactly what we did after the Mahrez goal. And we got punished for it because, again, didn't look overly a problem for us at the back again. We seem to have men back. There's no problem. But that Kulusevski, again, had the sort of freedom to actually get the ball in. And it missed out the first couple of players at the near post. But Kane just bullied Walker. I mean, again, zonal marking. I want to see someone like Diaz on Kane, but that doesn't work with zonal marking, does it? And obviously they take advantage of that. And Kane just bullied Walker. Great, no disrespect to Walker, he did his best, but Kane's far superior in that sort of situation. He headed home. Edison, with all three goals, didn't have much chance with it, and that was it. Sucker punch, 3-2 win. Probably deserved on the day. We have to take it on the chin. Defensive, we were pretty poor. We had men back, apart from that first goal. We had men back and had cover. We covered the zones. We didn't cover the players, unfortunately. Key stats, yes, City 21 shots, 4 on target. Spurs 6 shots, 5 on target. Well, that sums up the game, doesn't it? And summed up a few games against Spurs over the last few seasons. Possession for City, 72%. But 40-odd crosses into the box for a striker that doesn't exist. Again, we can tell when City are panicking when we start to do that. Pass completion, very good for City, 91%. That's what I like to see, but 79% for Spurs, which is probably about, on average, on a par with what they do. That's what Spurs do. Just not good enough on the day, or was it? You can win on stats all you want, but you've got to get the old ball in the onion bag. And the ratings, Stuart Brennan starts with a 6. Stuart Brennan's ratings, plus I start with a 6. So as an overall team performance, if the City player played better, he'll get more than 6. I think there's 1 or 2 from memory. We'll look when I go through these now. And, of course, Mr. Brennan, I don't know what his basis is, but let's have a look. Let's have a look what Mr. Brennan says, and I'll add anything I can add to it. Edison, Stuart said, big save from Kane at 2-1. It certainly was. He kept us in it then. We still had a chance, but he had no chance with either of the Spurs goals. They scored 3. No chance with any of the 3 Spurs goals. Stuart's given him a 7. I thought that's very generous. I'll give him the standard 6. He didn't do anything particularly wrong. He didn't do anything particularly exceptional apart from that save, which is okay. Good goalkeeper save. He blocked it. They say he made himself big and blocked it. I wouldn't say it was a reaction save. He just made himself big and Kane hit the target, but unfortunately Edison. So yeah, I'll give him a 6. Stuart's been generous with a 7. I'll stick with a 6, guys. I'm not going to go more than that. Kyle Walker, his pace saved City, says Stuart, from more sun damage on a couple of occasions. It probably did. Stuart's given him a 6. Again, I'm just going to give him a standard 6. He did get out muscled by Kane, but of the back 4, he was possibly defensively wise our better player on the day, but that doesn't say much, mate, does it? Lads have to have after yesterday. Ruben Diaz, Stuart said, caught napping for the first goal. He certainly was. And indecisive for the second. Again, yes, his poorest display for some time. He's had put one or two dodgy ones in, hasn't he? Stuart's given him a 4. I'm not going to go as low as that. I'm going to give him a 5. Too much ball watching for me from him and his partner at the back. Not good at all. I'm Eric Laporte. So Stuart says not blameless for the Spurs goals. As again duped by Kane. Yeah, well, Kane showed why he's Kane. Fantastic performance by Kane, but he must have loved the space he got. But some of his play was excellent. So Stuart's given him a 5. Yeah, I'll give him a 5. I'm going to give him the same as Diaz. It just wasn't a great partnership today, and we got found out at the back, unfortunately. Cancelo. Stuart said poor start, but he started to give Spurs major problems down there right-hand side. Stuart's given him a 6. Yeah, I have given him a 6. 2 hit and miss, maybe. At least he tried. That's all I can say. All right, a little bit more luck. He might have had a goal or an assist or two, but yeah, I'll give him a standard 6. I'm not going to go rave over anybody today. Rodri Stewart said, didn't look fully fit. Well, what's the excuse for that? I have no idea. On his heels too often, lacking the composure and sharpness that I usually feature. Everything bypassed Rodri for me. I'll probably get slagged off again because I picked on him last time, even though I've been sticking up for him recently. But Stewart's given him a 4. Again, I've given him a 5. I'm not going to go less than 5. It was quiet, but perhaps not in a good way. Sometimes if he's quiet and you don't notice him, that's a good thing. Not particularly everything bypassed him today, didn't it? And Spurs are the sort of team that can bypass a player like Rodri, and he finds it hard to actually get combative and get in it, especially pace-wise, because he's turning circles a bit off. But yeah, wasn't great, but I'm not going to have a bigger down as Stuart did on him. Ilkay Gundogan, yeah, Stuart said on the spot to snap up another opportunistic goal and did his best to get City flow. He did it. I thought he was our best player probably on the day. Stuart's given him a 7. I'll agree with that. I'll give him a 7. He grafted very hard, did some okay things, got a goal. Defensively, yes, we're always going to suffer if Gundogan's there, to be honest with you, because he's not really that defensive. He's not really got the nous to defend for me. He puts the effort in, but not great. And he got a goal, and he was close with a couple, so my highest mark today goes to Gundogan. I'll give him a 7. Kevin De Bruyne, no shortage of endeavour, says Stuart, played his part in Gundogan's goal, but his usual quality was lacking. So Stuart's given him a 6. Yeah, I'll have to give him another 6. I say not as bad as others. Another graft day, another where he worked tirelessly and run up and down and run to take throw-ins, etc. But nothing flash or magical, unfortunately, to win the game for us. But no shortage of effort, but perhaps a little shortage of having an outlet. That's the problem for Kevin De Bruyne. We couldn't, Spurs defended so well with numbers that it was hard to find any sort of gaps to get that ball through. And we didn't, we did have little opportunity to break at pace on Tottenham because of the way they played the game. Bernardo Silva, Stuart said, couldn't be faulted for trying everything in his playbook to drag City back into it. Just give him a 6. Again, I wasn't overly sure where he was playing. I think he was playing as a false 9, but totally wasted again. And as Stuart said, did his best, but at least he tried. So I will give him a 6 like Stuart. I'll give him a 6 as well, but underutilised for me, Bernardo Silva yesterday. Phil Foden, Stuart said, look, most likely to force something for City, but faded in the second half. Yeah, well, it wasn't the only one, was it? We got all a bit desperate in the second half, didn't it, with the crosses into the box to nobody. Just give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.5. I almost give him a 6. Just a bit of an inauspicious outing again from Foden, a bit nondescript, but again, perhaps not really playing to his strengths and playing a team that allows him to play to his strengths. He has to adapt, of course he does, but yeah, I'm not going to have too much of a downer, but I'll give him a 5.5. Raheem Sterling Stewart said his ball into the box forced the first half equalised, but much of his work was marginal and unproductive. Yeah, again, mainly due to the way Spurs played. They did the job. Conte is, I think we said in the preview, Conte is quite capable of attacking with the Spurs team. He's quite capable of killing a game and keeping men back and making it boring as well for the opposition. And that's what he did. Conte was superb defensively. And it worked against City. We just didn't have the key to unlock anything, to be honest with you. We got the goals. We got 2 goals, but obviously we're always chasing the game, and that was the problem. Stuart's give him a 5, Sterling. I give him, again, like Foden, I give him a 5.5. I thought he had little moments where he tried, but again, the way we played and the way Spurs played didn't at all play to his strengths, and he couldn't adapt, or Pep couldn't help him adapt and move any sort of team strategy to adapt to how Spurs played. So a bit of a failure really all round. Riyad Mahrez came on for Sterling 67. Yeah, I can't, but I mean, I'm going to give him joint highest mark. Yeah, another high school penalty. I will mark him. He was on to almost 30 minutes with injury time. 7 from Stuart. I'll give him a 7 as well. He joined a pretty much misfiring team and did what he could, but all credit for that penalty. I'm not going to give him a man of the match. I would possibly, at a pinch, would probably give it Gundogan, but I just think overall it was a poor team performance. So no man of the match for me today, guys. Let me know what you think, player ratings, and what you think of man of the match. Our overall record now, sadly, we've got another one in the lost column, haven't we? We played 73, won 39 still, drawn 16 still, and lost 18 now. So still not a bad record, but a bit disappointing. Scored 136 and let 73 in. Opponents going forward, well, Spurs were Spursy, weren't they? But in a positive Spurs way. Of course, when I was quite impressed with the other guy up front, with Son and Kane. Of course, I thought he looked very good, and Conte did a job on us. He's played Pep 4 times with different teams. He's won 2 and lost 2, so he has an idea of how to play Pep. And obviously, Spurs had a perfect idea of how to play Pep, and City couldn't beat it. Simple as that. They had a plan. City couldn't master it. I still think they'll probably fail to get near the top 4, even though they do have games in hand. They've got a chance of getting up there. But with Son and Kane, of course, they will win games. But they won't always get the freedom of the park or play against a team and play the tactics that they played against us. But I think that worked for Tottenham against City. Perhaps they'll be on Spurs-like and use this to go on a good run, but I possibly doubt it. I mean, we rely on them to take points of anybody else. Not much chance of that, let's face it, with Spurs. But all credit to them. Did a job on us, and they'll enjoy that victory. And obviously the fans enjoyed it, the players enjoyed it, Harry Kane enjoyed it, Mr. Conte enjoyed it. So let them enjoy it. And I still hate him. So that's that really. City going forward, perhaps this defensive shambles was coming in a way. I don't think we've been quite at it all season, but I mean, what could I say when you're top of the league and at one stage you're 13 points clear away? Hey, it's not that anymore, guys, is it? But yeah, I think that was coming. It didn't surprise me, and I think, as I say, I think Conte sussed us out. I'm not going to worry too much. I do worry about the lack of us putting bodies on the line. Perhaps we were just running spaces, running zones without getting any real tackles or blocking anything, which was a little bit worrying. But Spurs did have the quality to do that. Will other teams have? Possibly will. Certainly teams like Liverpool or United will when they come to the Etihad. So we've got to worry about that. And apart from that joke, say from the first goal, which, as I say, was just that early in the game, you shouldn't. We're high up, and of course we got caught out by a cracking ball from Kane and a cracking play from Tottenham. But yeah, we just defensively we're all at 6s and 7s yesterday. Laporte and Diaz, and obviously Cancelo was further up the pitch anyway. So basically, our back three, if you like, Walker, Diaz, and Laporte couldn't cope with Spurs. It's simple as that, and it could happen, as I said, against teams like Liverpool, United. It could happen, as I said, against decent Champions League teams, decent European teams as well. So it is a problem. It's not a disaster, of course. It's not, but it is a worry that we could have Kulusevski, Son, and Kane could have probably driven a double-decker bus through the gaps we left sometimes at the back. It was just a little bit painful to watch. We'll be all right, but this is how it is. It's only the first league defeat since Crystal Palace at the Etihad as well. So obviously the Fortress Etihad probably take a bit of a knock. All right, we lost a dead rubber in the Champions League, and we lost a Carabao Cup game, which we should never have lost either at West Ham. But it is what it is. Hopefully that'll be a good kick up the bum, and the players will say the right things, although there's not many appearing on Twitter today to say anything, which is unusual after a game. They usually at least 6 or 7 of them commenting. I think Gundogan might have said something, but yeah, we're struggling to find Twitter quotes. But obviously we'll get all the usual. That'll be good for us. We'll come back fighting, etc., etc. But we've got to wait a week now to play Everton. Not an easy game, Everton away, is it? Everton, United, and Palace, our next 3 league games. We've got a couple of cup games, of course, Champions League and FA Cup. But Everton, United, and Palace, 9 points. at this point in time. I would say good luck with that. Perhaps in a couple of days' time, I'll be more positive. But it is what it is. If you get beat, you get beat, and we got beat on the day by a better tactical play from Spurs and some better play. I mean, the big lads. I mean, again, a bit of physicality from Spurs. All right, apart from the falling down injured every 5 minutes. They weren't the fancy dance Spurs we played, and we needed to compete yesterday, and we didn't, unfortunately. So that's it. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, let me know what you think, your thoughts on the game. There will be a couple of pods. There'll be the In Good Company podcast talking about this. Of course, I'll be on Bolt from the Blue talking about this. And I'll be on Charlie's show, Dugout Daily, talking about this as well. So if you want to catch up with other thoughts that I might think on, and I've got a bit more time, please catch up with any of those shows if you can, guys. I appreciate your support. And next week, of course, we'll look forward to Everton, which is next Saturday. So there's a bit of break. So there'll be a couple of other vlogs coming out. Of course, there'll be a couple of match day programme watches, and there will, of course, be the history show for the Everton game, the odds show, and a preview show, and then we'll have part 2 this week. I think, part 2 of the history of Manchester City since 1880, part 2 of season 71-72. Now, that was well watched, and a lot of people are looking forward to that. And I might even publish, I've done it about a month ago, a little City at the Movies special on York away. Yeah, so look out for that. Anyway, guys, onwards and upwards, eh? We're still top of the league, all right? We're still in our own hands, and that's all we can ever ask for, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do, rest of the day. Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. It's going to be here again on the Citizen channel. I only ask one thing, don't I? Hate on them. Stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.